All right.
I digress.
You ready to get started?
I am ready to get. Yeah, I saw Texas. Y'all look like something out of I Am Legend right now. I saw
I'm
some.
in a bubble, so I've not seen anything. Like, what is it?
I saw some pictures from Texas, and it is looking. I don't know. It's looking crazy out there, but in certain parts. I mean, Texas is huge,
Right.
but yeah. So yeah.
All right, we about to go ahead and get this podcast started. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's
What's
up?
going on?
Yes, I'm your girl, Sierra T.
And I'm your girl, Sherelle B.
This is Headwraps and Lipsticks, the podcast.
Where we wrap the culture up in color.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Driving by, we've been doing this podcast for 9 years. We talk about politics and pop culture and current events.
Mm-hmm.
And we decided to do this tonight just to keep you guys distracted from the Cheeto in Chief.
Yeah.
Because I assure you, he ain't talking about him thing, okay? So,
No.
all
No.
right, V, you ain't got to say it like that.
Yeah.
Yes, it's been 9 years. Yes, it's been 9 freaking years, okay? Period. We don't have any announcements today, I don't think. No.
Mm-mm. No,
No.
not yet.
None. All right, we're gonna
Nope,
start
nope,
off
nope.
like we always do, sis. What can't you wrap your head around?
Okay. I can't wrap my head around this sudden hate for Zoe Saldana. Not dealing with it, don't understand it, and I'm not about to deal with it. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay, I'm listening.
So from what I understand, people are suddenly on the anti Zoe Saldana train because she uh failed to identify herself as a Black woman. And my response is, when has she ever? She has played numerous Hispanic roles.
Well,
And I'm like,
she did do that Nina Simone film that they like got rid of, like pulled real quickly because remember that where she was in
I
black.
do remember that one. I will
Yeah,
give the people that. But besides that, since when?
she
When
was.
have we suddenly not liked her?
She did play a black girl in Drumline.
Okay. Well, did she ever say that she was playing a Black girl, or was she just a girl at a HBCU
We
and we jumped on the
assumed
train?
she was black
Well,
because
we yeah, but like besides that, I'm like, all of a sudden she get an Oscar that's like, and I'm like, what happened? Y'all been cheering her on this whole time. Columbiana, Center Stage, Avatar, Guardians of the Galaxy. She's the one actress of color who has been in some of the highest grossing franchises of all time. She wins an Oscar, and now we don't like her.
I never
If she
really
won
hated
for
that movie.
Columbiana, would y'all be mad?
That movie was good, but you
As
know what? And maybe that's where she needs to stay at in her wheelhouse is movies.
ooh,
No, that's not even me being shady. Like it's not even me being like maybe she should just continue doing movies where she plays Afro Latinas instead. And I realize that that's a hard thing to say because like how many Afro Latino roles do you even see, that are like being Oscar nominated or things like that.
point you made.
But I also know like a lot of people had like issues with that movie in general, the Emilia Perez movie.
Yeah,
I didn't see it, so I don't know anything
I
about
didn't
it.
see the.
But I mean, people has been talking cash shit about that one as well. So I
I'm gonna
mean,
watch it. You know how, like, every year I love to watch all of the Oscar, like the Best Picture movies.
yes,
So
yeah,
I'm curious. I knew it wasn't gonna win like a whole bunch because of the controversy with the trans actress that played in the movie.
yeah.
So, but I found it interesting that she did win because of all the shit talking that everybody was doing. So when she won, I was cheering for her, but I was just like, this is interesting. Because they said it was a horrible film.
Everybody said that. if you watching, have you watched that movie? Did you like it? Did you like? I've yet to see anybody who was like, oh my god, that movie was amazing. I felt so touched by it. Like,
Mm-mm.
I have not seen a good thing said about that movie.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, but I'll end up I will attempt to watch it because certain movies I'm just like if I just can't get into it, I just can't, you know. So it is
Yeah,
what it is. But that's just what I can't wrap my head around. I was like very confused, and maybe because I'm seeing some people in the comments saying it's not all of a sudden. So maybe I'm late to the train,
right,
very late,
right.
because I'm like,
I
so
mean,
we
no,
hate Zoe Saldana now.
it's been ever since that Nina Simone situation. Yeah.
I feel if that's what we're basing it off of, okay.
Yeah, like well,
But
that's when it
besides
all
that,
started. That's when it all started, sis. Like for real, because we was minding our business, and then here she come doing blackface. And it's like, whoa, bitch, like don't stay in
yeah,
your lane.
that
Stay
is
in
kind of
your
crazy. That was kind of crazy. But
lane.
after that, I'm like, uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But anyway, I
yeah,
digress.
yeah.
What can't you wrap your head around, sis?
Oh, girl, I am so freaking pissed.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, like the
What?
Kool Aid man, like the Kool Aid man. So, my favorite, one of my favorite comedians is Paul Mooney, right? R.I.P. Paul Mooney.
Yes,
So there's a certain stand up of his. I was like, you know what? I want to listen to it this week. White people have been pissing me off this week.
I
Let me
feel
listen
that.
to Paul Mooney.
I
So
feel that.
I go to Apple Music. So the stand up is called Race. This is called Race by Paul Mooney. So I go
Mm,
to Apple Music and it's like it's not there. I'm like, oh, okay.
mm.
I go and download iHeart. I go and download Spotify. I even like went through like SoundCloud. That stand up has been taken off of all of the streaming platforms.
Interesting.
Furthermore, it's not in print on CD because it wasn't. I don't think it was recorded like visually, but it was
Yeah.
recorded audio.
Hmm.
But that it is out of print, so I can't even find a copy of it to buy it to have in my collection.
Interesting.
And so, I text my mom because my mom, when she worked in radio, we have a whole bunch of CDs and DVDs at the house that we just have
Oh,
because
sweet.
oh yeah, we always like keep our physical media. That's why I'm big on it. So
Yeah.
I call my mom. I'm like, Mom, do you have a copy of this? And she's like, No, I don't think I do, or whatever. And I'm like, I'm so upset because I'm one, is this a contractual thing, or
Hmm.
is this like on purpose because of like what
Right.
everything that America is going through right now? Like, why
Yeah.
can't I find? I found one. I found two copies. One was on eBay for like $300, and it said it was signed, right? But I didn't see the signature on it. But the
Mm.
other one was for $5,000, and it actually was signed. But I'm like, why are you selling?
Wow.
One, why are you selling this? But two, also, so
Right.
so now I've been looking up like who has it. I've reached out to Tommy Boy Records. Tommy Boy Records isn't a thing anymore. So I'm like trying to find out like who can I talk to because I would like to listen to it, and I can't even
Yeah.
listen to it on streaming services. That's what I'm saying. Like I can't listen to it at all. It's not on YouTube. It's not on. Yes.
Because like Paul Mooney was so controversial in his truth,
Mhm. Mhm.
um, it wouldn't shock me. Like I see, Isaiah was just saying racism, and I would, yeah, I would agree because I mean, there's so many black stand-up comedians that their material has been taken down because they're literally spitting the truth. Um, that's just what it is. So
Mhm.
that's that's not surprising to me.
It was I was sis because I think I was up. What's this Tuesday? So I think I was up Saturday night talking to Nay, and I don't know how we got on it. And I mean, I'm searching through everything. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm like 3 pages deep on Google. You gotta think like, how often do you even go to page number two on
right.
Google? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm deep in the Google searches trying to find where I can get a copy or listen to it or nothing.
Yeah.
So the only other one that I could find was it was on sale on Amazon, so I bought it on DVD. So it just got delivered today. But now I'm like, damn, like I feel I feel a way. I'm like, dang, should I have bought it when I knew I had
Yeah.
access to it? Like now I'm like, damn. Hi Simone, God
Hi,
damn.
hi, Moan.
So now I'm just like, dang, I feel I'm just like really mad. I'm really pissed about it, like for real,
No,
for
I
real.
understand that. I understand that because like it's almost like it's a whole nother narrative that is probably behind it, but who knows?
Yeah, yeah.
Who knows?
So
That really sucks.
it does suck indeed.
That's crazy that that's your go-to stand-up when like people piss you off. Mine is still Never Scared by Chris Rock. That's one of my favorite,
Mhm.
despite his new personality. Um, that will always be one of my favorite
Mhm.
stand-ups. And then Dave Chappelle's um oh shoot. I forget the name of the stand-up, but I
Is that
just
the one
know
with the
that
like
he was like,
purple drink? Purple drink? Is that the one with the purple drink?
yes, that
Yeah.
is one of my favorite stand-ups of all time. And that one too, don't I, it's not on HBO Max. Mm-mm. It's interesting
Seriously?
because some of his other stand-ups from Skinny Dave Chappelle was on there, but
Yeah.
not this one. I feel like it might just be a licensing situation,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's always interesting what's not available to us. I'm with you. I kind of always like keep that in the back of my mind, like, let me write this down. Like, why is this one not available?
Right.
You
Right.
know?
Right. I mean, think about how
So,
long it took to get Aaliyah's music on streaming. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
well,
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 well, indeed, 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 indeed. We got a couple of people
um,
joining. Hey, everybody who is
hey
joining us.
everyone. So, if you didn't well, if you're new here, first of all, welcome. But the reason that we're going live tonight is to, like Sis said in the beginning, is to really distract you from this um Congress address that Trump is um putting on tonight. They're not going to call it a State of the Union address, but it kind of is. You do have a lot of Congress people that are saying that they're not going to attend and all that stuff like that. So we still just want to kind of give you, update of what's going on in the world. And if we hear, if we see what's going on with this address, he's supposed to be addressing a lot of different things from economic policy to immigration to foreign policy, given the catastrophe that we witnessed last Friday in the Oval Office. So, I find this to be incredibly timely. So we'll see what happens. But in the meantime,
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
guess we can start with politics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so last week, if you tuned in, first of all, if you're new here and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are a weekly podcast. We do this every week. We go live every now and then, but you can find us on YouTube and Apple Podcasts and where all podcasts are, so you can hear all of our political and funny rhetoric.
For sure.
And last week we kind of gave you a little insight into some of these town hall meetings that have been happening across the state, from Idaho to Georgia to Texas. They all have been insane.
Oh, for sure.
So ever since then, your House Speaker, Louisiana Senator Mike Johnson, said that they're advising all Republican congressmen, senators to pull back on these town halls because they think that they are paid protesters. No accountability whatsoever. Instead of saying, hey, you guys really aren't doing what the fuck we voted you in for, they're going to say, no, they're paying people to come and destroy you. Like they don't have other things to do. And how
So
much money could you possibly give them?
ain't no, don't piss me off, okay? Because ain't no
I'm
such
just
thing as
saying.
ain't no such thing as no damn paid protesters. They're not paying. Okay, so this article on the HuffPost, because they piss me off. They piss me off all the time. So it says this is what Mike Johnson said. Democrat activists who don't live in the district very often will show up for these town hall events, and they'll go in an hour early and fill all the seats. And so the constituents and the people from the community and the people from the community that are actually represented don't even get the seat.
And you know this how? Because I know you ain't stepped foot in Louisiana at all.
You know what this reminds me of. You ever like, you know how like when there's like here are some signs of like being gaslit by men, and it'll be like
Mm,
if a man is saying, oh, where was you out? You was out late last night cheating. Meanwhile, he was out last night cheating. That means that he
correct.
was actually, yeah. So that's exactly what that feels like to me. Like what it seems like is like they think that Democrat. The problem is that they be talking like Democrats are just as evil and as vile as they are. And I hate to use that as a generalized term to describe Republicans, but because that's some shit that they would do, they
Right.
think that we would do it. And
Yeah.
like that's not that though. Like
Where's the proof of that? Like why it's just the lack of accountability for me. Like instead of you taking into account what these constituents that you love so much, these patriots that y'all love to call them, are expressing in these town hall meetings, instead you're like, no, because it's against y'all. If it was for you, you'd be like, oh wow, we need to do this in every county of every state in every city across the country. But because it's like, no, actually, we regret voting for y'all. We should have never did this. Now all of a sudden it's like, yeah, no, this can't be true. They're getting paid to do this.
no.
For what?
There
To go
there
viral?
are right. There are people in these town halls who have buyer's remorse and are like, "Well,
Mm.
I want my questions answered, and how are you representing us?" And they don't like having their feet held to the fire. They don't like it.
The crazy part is though, as much as like I love this song, I don't feel bad for them. I still don't.
No.
I, I don't feel bad for them. You have options in certain cities, because I do know in certain cities and in states there isn't any other option, or it's just don't vote. But when you have options and you choose to go on the ladder, when the information is, it's like, again, I think I said this last week. It's like having an open book test and still failing.
Yes, that's exactly what happened on November 5th of
So
20.
now you want to bitch about it. It's like, oh, he actually, she actually, they actually is doing exactly what they said, and I don't like it. What did you excuse me for 1 second. I need to close this door.
Okay, well, while she's closing her door, though, I just like want to say, like, I also agree. Like, I don't feel bad. Like, I feel nothing. And as a matter of fact, turn it up, put it on max volume because I do not care. I feel nothing.
Yeah,
I don't feel bad. This is it. Like, we all have to deal with it now. Even those of us who didn't vote for this, and I just don't feel
right.
bad. I don't feel bad. Let this country burn.
Burn, burn it down.
Burn it
Sorry.
down. No, seriously. Light it on fire. Put the lighter fluid in. Let's go. Burn it.
Yeah. There have been some Democratic town halls across the country. I do know in New York in Nassau County, Tom Swazi, he held one and was getting praised for all the things that he was saying. But again, it's just a little too late. Like you could have did this a long time ago and
Listen,
you didn't. So I don't know.
I look like when I don't have nothing to say. Like I don't have nothing to say. I honestly I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care because it's
Yeah.
like I said. Like we also those of us who didn't vote for this foolishness, who did their part, showed up where they could, tried to inform the people, which is what we did as best as we could. That reminds me, I was very humbled last night. I was listening to this podcast called A Little Bit Fruity. Anyway, it's a gay white guy. He talks about politics or whatever.
Hmm.
And the person he had on there, she was like, the reason that like the Republicans have like this really big turnout is because of like they have these big shows like Joe Rogan and all
Hmm.
these other
Hmm.
like white podcast bros to like garner that support for them. And they were like, what needs to happen is someone needs to be like the far left or liberal version of that. And it's like liberal podcasts can't even get that kind of recognition because people don't want to listen to us. And to me, that
Yeah.
was so, yo, like,
I mean, we just saw the readout get canceled for absolutely no reason.
yeah, yeah,
Like, and that's not even a podcast. Like, it's just,
right.
it's
It's just like I think I was humble because I was like, damn, like, how often like we talk about how long we've been doing this and people like you've been doing this for 9 years and you would think like because we've been doing this for 9 years we would be somewhere else and it's like or bigger than what we are but it's like it's really hard to get people to want to talk about this stuff and
it
so
is.
then that leaves me in a space of like well what do we do to like get the information forward because we can be like "Ah, blah, blah, blah," we can say it all day long but if the people don't want to listen
Right. Until it's too late.
until it's too late and then I seem like an angry black woman because I'm like, I don't want to hear how upset you. I don't give a fuck.
Right. What you want me to do about it?
What do you want me to do?
Yeah, can't do anything
Oh, sis, you
about
froze.
it.
Oh, there you go.
So I don't know. I froze. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's not your fault.
Did I freeze again?
No.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, there's that. There's that.
Craziness.
Yeah.
Craziness. And speaking of, now we have to deal with certain things because of y'all lack of common sense.
Hmm.
US alcohol. Well, actually, you know what? I take that back. We don't have to deal with that. The Canadians, have to deal with that now.
Oh wow.
So a lot
Hey, Cherie.
alcohol, US based alcohol is being pulled from Canadian shelves. And it is crazy to me. I'm seeing some of the videos on social media of like liquor stores literally being like, yeah, sorry, Jack Daniels. So like it just all that liquor. I'm curious of what they're gonna do with it. But they're literally pulling all these US, all these US brands off the shelf because this man, like he really thought like threatening well not threatening, embedding tariffs that these country leaders weren't going to retaliate. Like you're not, you thought they was going to just hide in the corner and be like, "Oh my God, big bad U.S. is gonna."
So I have a video here. Let's see if it'll play. I got the TikTok. Hold on. I haven't opened up TikTok on my iPad in a long time. Oh, it played. Okay, hold
I
on.
feel you.
The largest starting today. LCBO, the largest purchaser of alcohol in the world, will begin removing U.S. products from its store shelves. And as the exclusive wholesaler, American brands will no longer be available in LCBO catalog, meaning other retailers, bars, and restaurants in the province will no longer be able to restock U.S. products. This is an enormous hit to the American producers. Every year, the LCBO sells nearly $1 billion worth of U.S. wine, beer, cider, seltzers, and spirits, including more than 3,600 products from 35 states. As of today, every single one of these products is off the shelves. Starting today, LCBO, the largest purchaser of alcohol in the world.
Sorry. But yeah,
Isn't isn't that the same man that said he gonna cut out the lights to Michigan and
I want him turn it off now. Turn the power off now. Do you understand? When I say let it burn, call me Usher because I want to let it burn. Burn it up. A,
that's
a
crazy.
$1 billion in sales on alcohol in Canada. And you know what? Shout out to Canada.
Yeah, that's called standing on business.
For
That's
real.
called standing on business. Like, okay, you want to play? Let's play. Like, it's not a problem. Ugh, I
That's
don't understand. I really don't understand.
This is gonna be a mess. Do you hear me? It's gonna be
Yeah,
so bad.
because I just
Oh, that's
to
right.
this day, I still don't.
Raina is up there. My bad, boo. I'm sorry.
You good? Like, I just don't. I'm still not understanding the reasoning behind this. Like, and what is the what is the goal here? That's my whole thing, and that's what people, well, supporters feel like he's going to address during this Congress speech that he's going to give. Because I'm like, there is no reasoning behind it other than just power, and you and him just being a puppet to these lawmakers. Like,
He can't even speak in complete sentences. So I'm like,
he really can't.
he really can't.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating what? Anyways, sorry.
It's horrible. It's like it's honestly horrible. Like I feel like I'm taking crazy pills, yo. Like I feel bamboozled, man. Like I'm just like, what are we talking about right now? Like, just
Wait, Raina said I'm gonna have to beg them to let me move into Canada. I mean, yeah,
yeah.
you gonna have to know all the hockey teams, the national anthem.
Oh no.
I'm just saying.
Damn. And some parts you gotta learn how to speak French.
Oh, that's too much.
That is
That's too
tough.
much.
That's
That's
rough.
too much. That's way too much.
Man.
But yeah, I'm just so first is liquor, next it'll be the electricity to certain
Yeah.
states like Michigan and Minnesota and all those,
Mhm.
Great Lake area states. But again, I'm still trying to figure out what is the goal of adding these tariffs. So like, okay, so you're talking about Canada, now you're talking about also Mexico, same thing.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I don't understand why he continuously wants beef with Mexico. I really don't. I'm not understanding it. And their president, shout outs to the girls running
Hmm.
it because she is not backing down. Like somebody said on social media was like, I'm gonna go ahead and go to a bar tonight because a tequila soda is gonna be like $52 messing with him. You know what I'm saying? Like a bottle of Don Julio gonna be $200. It's
That's crazy.
you know,
I feel like there's okay. So either they're like if they're pulling the stuff from the shelves, I don't think they can send it back to America. I don't think they can send it back. They
that's a
can't.
big ass package going back to Tennessee for Jack Daniels because I mean damn, that's a
I don't think
huge package.
they can either uh discount it or leave it up until they out of stock, or
Hmm,
that's what I would do.
I don't know.
That's crazy, yo.
Yeah,
That's
very
crazy.
much wild.
That's
Very much
wild.
wild. Very
That's
much wild.
This is insane. I feel
Yeah.
bad. I hate it.
I
I
mean, a
hate
lot
it.
of people are going to be able to, tackle alcoholism. I'll say it that way. Like, if your favorite drink was Jack and Coke, or, you know, I don't even know. But yeah, you'll beat that real quick. But the rest of it is just unnecessary. And it's just really unnecessary. I know people up there are just highly confused, scratching their head, like, wait, so I can't get my favorite liquor now because of what? Again, what is the reason? What is the reason? What is the big idea behind this?
And you know what
And nobody can answer it.
I think that's gonna also bring up like a stricter border patrol lines.
Mm.
Like y'all, there so our border from America to Canada, it is just like a big patch of grass. It's like 131 miles long. There's no gates there.
Oh, I didn't
So
know that. I've never
mhm,
been to Canada.
I be on I'm a nerd. Anyway, so what I do know is that there's no gate there, like in terms of like the woods, like going through the woods, whatever. So, but
You
I
be
think
looking at maps and stuff.
don't do that.
No, I'm just asking, like you
No,
be.
don't do that.
No, I'm
Mm-mm.
just. It's just. I'm
All I
just
know is that
curious.
Canada is up top. Anyway, so just like California is to my left. Anyway, I just feel I just think that's gonna like in turn like it's gonna be some very petty border patrol stuff. I think
I think so too.
that
I
goes
would agree
along
to
with
that.
that. Like if you're a Canadian and you come to America, you can't come back across the border with American liquor. Like shit like that. Like that's
Damn.
what I think. Cause then we get into like what's it called? What was that word? What was prohibition?
Hmm.
Prohibition type of vibe. Like it gets into like that kind of situation,
Oh yeah.
you know?
Craziness.
I don't know. That's wild though. Damn, shout out to Canada. Um,
Yeah, I'm telling you. And if you're in Michigan, if y'all are on this call or on this live, like make sure, let us know if y'all have lights. Because that's the same man that was like, okay, I will shut up all the electricity. Keep messing around.
I
Then you
don't
will have
put
you talk about a town hall in the dark edition. How about that?
I don't put it past them.
Shine a light on them.
You're wild. You're
But
out
look,
of control. That I think would it start a revolution? I don't know about that, but it would start a riot though.
black people have a party. Like I said, shine a light on them. I can just see black people in the streets
Mm-mm, no,
partying
I
for a
see us
minute until they get back in the houses. Like, oh, we don't got no heat.
I see us being targeted. I see us being targeted actually. Like like
Mm.
uh like Katrina when all those black people were being targeted.
Um.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
again, call
Yeah.
your congressman, call your congresswoman. Maybe they'll do something about it. Maybe have a town hall, midnight edition. I don't know.
I
I
thought
don't know.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. If I was a congresswoman right now and I did all I could and people was calling me like, I'm not impressed about I don't like who'd you vote for? I would
Literally.
have my staff online saying, who did you vote for?
Oh yeah. What's your name?
What's your
Look it
name?
up.
Hmm. Who did you vote
Yeah, I
for?
see that you voted for the other person. So. Get off
And
my phone.
they'll be like, "That's not important. What matters? No, no. Actually, that's very important because that's how
Because
we got."
I told you that I would handle it and you voted against me. So
I would be the worst person to be in government. I'm telling you, they would hate me. They would hate me.
I I personally think it's like some people like being a congressperson, like being a congresswoman man right now has to be ridiculously difficult. I don't even know how we even have them anymore. Because I'd be like, you know what? I can't. Like, I
Yeah,
am tired. I am tired. Like, so on top of having to deal with that, then, I have my own personal life. Like,
yeah.
imagine Thanksgiving dinners. Like, this is too much.
Ah,
I got to deal with my family. I got to deal with your families. I got to deal with all this crap like that. Then go back to Capitol Hill on Monday and act like I care. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be hard because I know some on both sides of the aisles, like, I'm exhausted. The ones that are just over here like just kissing ass, that's different. They're a different situation. But the ones that are like, this is just flat out wrong. I know that they are have to be mentally exhausted. Like, who is the therapist on campus? Because
I don't think they have a therapist on campus.
I'm sure they don't, but they're
You know,
probably not allowed. They probably call them a DEI or something. I don't know.
you know what I
But
think they should allow? This is gonna sound crazy, but they should allow fights to happen. Sanctioned
about what?
fights, fist fights, sanctioned fist fights. No, you gotta go. That's gonna be the name of this episode. It's called Sanctioned Fist Fight.
Listen, remember when Nancy Mace challenged Jasmine Crockett?
I
If
really think it needs to come to blows, Sherelle.
and I know that
I think some asses need to be beat up in Congress. Yes, I think it needs to come to blows.
I
Cause you
agree.
talking crazy to me, bitch. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna whoop your ass. Put it on. Mr. Speaker. Can you please put this date down for me to whoop her ass?
But you
Thank
know
you.
what's crazy? Like, whenever that there is kind of like a blow on Capitol Hill, it's always it's always going to be put on not just Democratic but Black Democrats. I
Yeah,
remember when oh my God, what's the congressman? He's no longer a congressman now from New York, Jamal Bowman.
yeah.
I remember when he got into a shouting match with Marjorie Taylor Greene,
Mhm.
and then it was like, I'm fearful for my life. He's so aggressive. Why? Because he's telling it like it is, because he's raising his voice. And now that you don't have this big black man in your face, now you want to take it out on the black woman. You want to take it out on pregnant women. Do you know that there was a bill that was voted on maybe a week ago, and there's a congresswoman, I'm drawing a blank on her name, and if anybody in the comments knows, put her name in there. They didn't allow her to vote because she was nursing. Do you know
Yes, I saw that. What is her
she brought
name?
her ass to the Senate floor to vote because of just evilness like that? You don't want trans lawmakers to vote. You don't want pregnant people to vote. You like, come on, dog.
Let me see if I can find a Congress woman. If I can
Come
find.
on, dog. But people like South Carolina and Georgia Congresswomen, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Nancy Mace, South Carolina. Never mind. I know right now y'all dealing with some wildfires. So prayers.
Brittany Peterson.
Peterson, Brittany.
Brittany Peterson.
What state does she represent?
Hold on. I opened a video up on Facebook, and that's the problem. Hold on.
Um,
Hold on. It doesn't say. It doesn't say.
My newborn Sam, who's just 4 weeks old. Unfortunately, I wasn't given the opportunity to vote remotely after giving birth, but I wasn't going to let that stop me from being here to represent my constituents and vote no on this disastrous Republican budget proposal. Republicans and Trump promised to lower costs on day one, and instead their priorities have been focused on ripping healthcare away from kids, seniors, moms, and others who need it most. This is not going to save money. It includes people like my mom who work for hourly wages but are still unable to afford healthcare. And when you don't have access to healthcare, you show up in the ER. This is going to have a huge burden on our hospitals and unfortunately will have skyrocketing costs.
exactly.
Hospitals will bear this burden. It also slashes SNAP, taking food off the plates for seniors, veterans, and kids, all to fund tax breaks for billionaires like Elon Musk while increasing our national deficit by trillions of dollars. How can anyone show their face in their district after voting yes for this?
There you go. There you go. It doesn't
That's
say.
sickening.
Oh, she represents the GOP. What state though? I don't know.
Shut up.
Hold on. Let me. Hold on. Let me double check.
I am shook.
Hold on. La, 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 la. Brittany Louise Peterson is an American politician serving as the U.S. representative from Colorado's 7th congressional district since 2023. She's a Repub. Oh no, she's Democratic. I'm sorry.
I'm about to say.
Sorry, because
I mean, Republicans don't like women anyway, so like that would check out. But
right.
it's just like, damn,
Yeah,
ugh,
I think she's
unacceptable.
she's dim. Okay. I was about to say, oh, whoop, not the call coming from inside the house. Okay.
Unacceptable. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay?
Wow.
Unacceptable.
Wowzers.
Unacceptable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Unacceptable.
That's crazy.
Mm. Was that
Okay.
it? Was that it for politics?
I have
Kind
this.
of.
Yeah, yeah. Because the other two things here are just,
Mm.
dude, what the fuck?
Right.
Yeah.
I actually have a dude what the fuck that I should have added on here.
I mean, what's up?
Casey Anthony is back?
Girl, I have to go. Her up. They've been dragging her ass up and down my FYP all day today. She's back on TikTok. First of all, when they said back on TikTok, I was like, oh, she was here before?
I mean, trying to revive yourself, I'm not gonna call it a career, as a legal advocate. Man, that's like Selena's killer getting out of prison and claiming that she loves Mexican music. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, it's not, no, no. And we're waiting for her ass at the door. All right.
What's her
But
name? What's Selena's queen name?
Yolanda,
Yolanda
Yolanda,
something, something. Yeah.
yeah, we waiting for you at the door. We know your parole coming up. We
Oof.
know. But Casey Anthony,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so for those who are joining and you don't know who Casey Anthony is a white woman who was acquitted for the senseless murder of her, I believe,
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yes. Yes.
two
Yes.
or 3 years old. This was a while back. I want to say early 2000s, or it might have been like the early 2010s. But she allegedly killed her small child, put her in a suitcase, left her there, and then after went out and partied. There's
Mm.
videos of her uh, partying right after this little girl was found. It's ridiculous, and she was acquitted.
What you mean? Wait, hold on. SMB 627. What you mean it's a professional TikTok page? Like she got a blue check?
That's my sister. That's my sister. Hey,
Hey. Hey,
I don't
sister.
know. But either way, she gotta go. Don't come over here talking about you a legal advocate, girl.
Is
And
that what
I
I
know
didn't watch the video? I just saw everybody talking about it. I haven't seen the video.
I watched the first minute of it. I couldn't take it because I'm not about to do this. I'm not doing this. I refuse. Um, I know that we have a judicial system, and she was acquitted, but I don't believe that you got people in jail for 5 years because they wanted to switch their kids. They wanted to send their kid to a better school. So I don't
Hmm.
want to hear for some chick who allegedly killed her child and then just went on with her life. I don't want to hear that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. No, you're not about to sit here like
Girl.
she said it was so she could share her legal advice. What legal advice on how to get away with murder? Annalise Keating? Is that what you are?
I
I'm only saying that
know
because I'm about to start
I
season
know
four. I'm about
you
to start
right.
season four.
What? Oh, okay, girl.
I'm about to start season four.
A lot of us have
Right.
started season 4 like 8 years ago.
Well, I'm starting it now, and I'm gonna tell you what my thoughts about
I
season three.
told you not to tell me about anything because I already watched the show, Sherelle.
Well, I have thoughts about Connor. I have thoughts. But anyway, uh, um, yeah, girl, Casey Anthony, no, not right now. That's not right now. We got too many other things going on for you to come over here and try to, you want to be a free lawyer, go work for the legal aid or some shit. Don't come over here with it. We got too much going on. We got too much going on.
You said I'm gonna do it right now. Actually, I'm actually
No,
gonna do it
bad
right.
timing. Bad timing. Nope. Next.
Not a legal advocate. Like, girl, you killed your daughter.
A legal advocate for what?
That's crazy.
Child crimes? Yeah, I said it. Anyways,
Okay.
speaking of child crimes.
Hmm? Oh, you're right. Okay, this is
Hmm.
crazy. So, hold on. Let me open up this article, y'all.
Jonathan, don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. Like, cause
You're
you
gonna blow a gasket. So, 30 LA County detention officers face charges over gladiator fights among youth at juvenile hall.
mm,
Okay, so they have been charged for their alleged role in facilitating gladiator fights between youth detainees at juvenile hall in Downey, California. An indictment alleges an indictment alleges that the officers allowed and in some instances encouraged 69 fights among youth inmates at Los Padrinos Juvenile Hall between July and December of 2023. More than 140 victims between the ages of 12 and 18 were involved.
12.
12. So officials said an investigation began after a video of a gladiator fight leaked in January 2024. 20 of the 30 officers were arraigned Monday. The remaining officers will be arraigned April 18th, according to the California Department of Justice. The officers face charges including child endangerment and abuse, conspiracy, and battery. Uh, so this is from whoever this is. Officers at Los Padrinos Juvenile Hall have a duty to ensure the safety and well-being of those under their care. Instead, the officers charged today did just the opposite, overseeing gladiator fights when they should have intervened. Bonta said in a statement, the indictment and the filing of criminal charges is an important step toward holding these officers accountable and addressing shortfalls at Los Padrinos Juvenile Hall.
Or to avoid lawsuits. But anyways.
Mm. One one of them has a lawyer, and he said my client didn't set up any fights. He didn't know about any fights, so I'm not sure how they got him into this as an accomplice.
I don't know who put that very unprofessional statement together, but
Akivian,
okay.
Michael Churn in the Fight Club. Yes, they are.
Yeah, because this
Somebody,
is
somebody broke rule number one, which is not to talk about Fight Club. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's I never seen
Go ahead, just,
is
just go ahead and
was
make
that a
it.
reference to that movie? I never
Go ahead and make whatever you want to say. Don't piss me off, Sherelle. Okay,
I'm
don't.
just I never saw the movie.
No, just go ahead and say what you're about to say about the topic because you pissed me off. I can't
I'm,
believe you.
I'm just saying. Um,
Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off.
this is crazy. This is wild. But I mean, I'm not shocked. Like,
Neither am
these
I.
corrections officers and people that are in in these prisons, this is probably a minor offense if you're gonna think about it. Think about all the shit that they let happen and let go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when it comes to minors, like, but I have my way of thinking when it comes to juvenile detentions. Like, I don't half of these kids are in juvenile hall just waiting to be transferred
Hmm.
to adult prisons.
Yes.
And this is not the way to train them to prepare to go to adult prisons, and half of them don't even need to be in there. They're in there for, maybe petty theft and stuff like that at 12 years old.
Hmm.
Why are we doing that?
Yeah.
Why are we doing that? Why are you sending a child, or a 15-year-old, whatever, to juvenile hall for some pettiness when it's clear that they need guidance? And forgive me if I'm on my Lawrence Fishburne shit from, Boys in the Hood, but that's just really how I feel. Like, I don't think that that should be the answer. Like, and I'm thinking about the exonerated five.
Right.
You
Oh,
get what
for
I
sure.
mean?
Yes. Yes.
Like, I mean, we don't really know what happened to them, but we saw cinematically what these young men experienced. So it's only, I mean, there's so many other exonerated fives or just Central Park fives that are sitting behind these bars dealing with this shit every day.
Yeah.
Probably having to fight just, at the joy of these miserable ass corrections officers, because that's really what it is. They don't got shit else to do.
And I'm looking right at this video, and I'm like, it is black and brown boys in there fighting, and
Hmm.
those correctional officers or whoever, they are just looking dead at them.
Right.
Like there's a ref and everything.
Like, I mean, granted, like, obviously we know kids is gonna fight.
For
I mean,
sure.
I'm pretty sure that, they fight in prison, all that stuff like that. But when
Right.
it gets out of hand, all right, look, okay. But you scheduling it? No. I mean, I don't like that. It's just like how I feel about dog fights, cockfights, all that shit like that. It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. Well, I don't know what cockfights are, but I know the dog fights unnecessary because somebody's gonna get hurt. Somebody's like,
Oh, for sure. Oh, wait, what happened? Why I can't hear you?
what did the statement say?
Oh,
This is, they need to be held accountable. No, you're trying to avoid a lawsuit.
exactly what it says. I mean, but this is just one video, so I'm wondering. I mean, and it's a pretty clear video. Like you can see who's who faces is.
Yeah,
I
unacceptable.
don't know, honey, and I'm just wondering like how other many juvenile halls are doing way worse.
Hmm. Hmm. I don't know what happened to my AirPods,
They died.
but
Did they die?
no, I have no clue. But
I can still hear.
I just hear you through my phone, which is fine. I mean, I can hear you as long as you can hear me. But it's just, oh, I think I know what happened.
You got it.
I think
Where?
to my
Okay, there you go.
it connected to my iPad.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah, that'll happen
Hmm.
sometimes. Yeah, sure.
Hmm.
Sure.
Very raggedy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so see now I can't even, I don't want to open it right now. But anyway, so yeah, that's just how I feel.
Yeah.
I do hope that these officers are held accountable, but okay, is that only until the next round of gladiator fights start? Because kids go to juvenile hall every single day,
Every day, B.
and y'all not talking to them. You're just making them fight. Figure out
Yes.
what's going on. Why do you keep coming in here?
Right. Right.
Why do you keep coming in here? It's a reason they call it a detention hall. Because again, a lot of y'all just being prepared to go to prison with real criminals.
Right.
But
It's a mess. They're not. I could be on my soapbox all day about how none of these systems are really to help prepare any of these kids or people in general to not be in a big part of going to like prison or jail because prison is $1 billion industry.
hmm
So of course they're not trying to rehabilitate people or send them to therapy or things like that because that's gonna mess up the money for the prison system.
capitalism,
Exactly.
very raggedy.
Very much so. Okay, speaking of raggedy, this is gonna blow your mind.
Let me blow your mind.
Yeah. So, the Los Angeles Times removed its new AI powered insights feature from a column after the tool tried to defend the Ku Klux Klan. Hmm.
The LA Times, the same one that's owned by Jeff Bezos. Oh, okay, got it.
Wait, I thought it was the New York Times that was owned by him.
No, LA Times and the Washington Post.
The Washington Post is the other one. Okay, got it. Columnist Gustavo Arellano's February 25th column on Anaheim's history with the hate group after the city's council did not acknowledge the 100th anniversary of booting four Klan affiliated council members from the group. What is that? Okay. Um, Arlano noted how the group's presence in the city was a stain on its history, but the leader should reflect on the lesson of how to combat tyranny and white supremacy, and also that the work is never really done. But the feature produced by AI company Particle, which debuted on Monday for Voices Pieces and has been heavily touted by billionaire owner Dr. Sung Shion,
Ooh,
included a defense for the group under a banner that offered different views on the topic. Okay. Um, Here's this is one of the points that the AI said. Okay, it said local historical accounts occasionally frame the 1920s Klan as a product of white Protestant culture, responding to societal changes rather than an explicitly hate-driven movement, minimizing its ideological threat. Said the point that the AI thing was trying to make. And then it says, hold on. Within hours of his debut, the feature was removed from the column. So I'm guessing it was like really, really bad. I guess it had like some other really what's debated points to what was being said in the article that the original author, who is Gustavo, wrote.
Hmm.
Now, God, you know, being as somebody who is in tech and enjoys tech, it's really hard sometimes because like everything, everything that we do and how we move about the world in terms of like Black Americans is based in racism. Okay, like everything from even the smallest things. I think I've mentioned this on the podcast about like how soap dispensers, when you go into the bathroom, if your skin is too dark, it will not release soap for you because it doesn't recognize. Oh, yes, girl. There was a video. There was a video, and if I can find it, I'll put it up in the thing later in post. There was a video of a black man, very dark black man, and his like white coworker, and they're in the bathroom looking at it. And mind you, we're looking at the black man's palm. We're looking at the palm of his hand. There, he's constantly sticking his hand under the soap dispenser. Soap dispenser not going off. The white man puts his hand under there. Soap aplenty. I mean, he does it this way. He does it this way. He finally grabs a paper towel, puts the paper towel under the soap dispenser. This is an automatic soap dispenser, right? And the soap comes out. So technology is already based on whiteness. Okay, it doesn't recognize blackness at all. And so the darker you are, yes, the darker you are, sometimes those things doesn't even recognize your skin because it is not programmed that way, right? So now, when I say that, then I'm talking. Then we're talking about AI. We have to think about AI being programmed in a way to not think about what to not think about how it affects Black people. It doesn't think about how these things are offensive, and this is not even just to Black people, but offensive to
Yeah,
people of all other races because the ideal standard that is set in these systems that when they are programmed is white people, and more than likely it's a white male. Okay, so you're damned if you do, if you're damned if you don't.
that is. I can't front. I'm really like kind of banking on the next time I go into a public bathroom because I actually really want to test this theory out.
Mhm.
So if y'all see me on the news, crashing out at like the mall or something, you'll know
Mhm.
that's why. Okay. Because I'm gonna be like, I know you fucking lying. This is why I keep sanitizer on me at all times. 'Cause I don't got time. But um, y'all need to pay attention to some of the stuff that's coming down the line when it comes to journalism. You know, the fact that this is the LA Times, and I was like, that's really convenient. So I don't know if you guys know last week. Well, let's go back to the election. So if you guys did not know, Jeff Bezos also owns the Washington Post.
Mhm.
And the Washington Post, for the first time in history, did not endorse a presidential candidate because the Washington Post was going to endorse Vice President Kamala Harris.
Mhm.
And it was all based off of Jeff Bezos' leadership, saying that he pretty much said that, like, it's not necessary, it's not needed. Why do we need to endorse a presidential candidate? Um, and then this same man was sitting front row at the inauguration
Mhm.
along with the rest of the tech gurus of the world of
Mhm.
America, right?
Mhm.
So fast forward to about a week ago, the Washington Post, well, after that whole endorsement failure, the Washington Post lost about 250,000 subscribers. It's already bad enough that like all of these articles, a lot of them are behind paywalls now. Now you got to pay to get
Girl,
information,
don't piss me
regardless
off.
if it's an op-ed or just regular news.
Mm-hmm.
That's why sometimes it blows me. Like, y'all are not watching y'all local news, and it's crazy. And then
Mm-hmm.
want to sit here and bitch about not knowing what's going on.
Right. Right.
ABC News comes on every fucking night. Your local news and then World News Tonight with David Muir. It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Y'all really getting y'all news from World Star and what's that other website? I forget, but whatever. Craziness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, NPR. Like, you know what I'm saying? So fast forward to about a week ago, Jeff Bezos made another decision that
Mm.
resulted in several of the Post's top editors resigning almost instantly. Like,
That's
as soon as
insane.
it, he is deading op-eds. So I find it to be very interesting that the LA Times are trying to defend this op-ed piece about the KKK. You get what I mean? So it's like, all these editors were like, yeah, nah, dog. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm talking like award-winning, Pulitzer-winning journalists who
Right.
worked for the New York Times, for the Washington Post for decades,
Mm-hmm.
gone because of the leadership. So you have tech gurus that had absolutely no journalistic background whatsoever. And this kind of goes back to what we were talking about with capitalism. Money makes the world go round.
It really does.
Money makes a bitch sing. Okay. So Jeff Bezos runs Amazon. Okay, cool. What does that have to do with him owning a movie studio, all that shit? Okay, cool. But you sitting here now, you want to run a publication and you're deading all of the work that is coming down the pipe. Like, that
Mm-hmm.
is information that we need. Now, op-eds, now I know a lot of people that don't read all of op-eds, they just read the headlines. Yeah, I'm talking to y'all. Op-eds are based off of facts.
Right.
Okay. Okay. And that's, I mean, that's just common sense. Everybody's opinion is based off of a fact that they have heard. Okay.
Right.
Like, my opinion is that Donald Trump is racist, and that is based off of the facts that he is a racist, that he called Haiti and African shithole countries and
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Those are facts. Those are things that he said out his mouth.
Right.
So that is my opinion based off that fact. So what Jeff Bezos is doing to the Washington Post is literally doing the same thing. If
Yeah.
y'all are not on the side that I need y'all to be on,
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go. So I pulled up Courier Newsroom, who I started following on Instagram. I enjoy them.
mhm,
Um, Jeff Bezos, owner of the Washington Post, says the paper will only publish opinions supporting his business interests. Okay.
correct.
And then here's the tweet that they have from him. I shared this note with the Washington Post team this morning, and it says, this is from just Jeff Bezos himself. It says,
Hmm.
I'm writing to let you know about a change coming to our opinion pages. We are going to be writing every day in support and defense of two pillars: personal liberties and free markets. We'll cover other topics too, of course, but viewpoints opposing those pillars will be left to be published by others. There was a time when a newspaper, especially one that was a local monopoly, might have seen it as a service to bring to the reader's doorstep every morning a broad-based opinion section that sought to cover all views. Today, the internet does that job.
Yep.
Okay, so let me tell you why this is a major, major problem. On top of what my sis already said. First of all, you niggas aren't reading. You niggas aren't reading. You're not reading. So to even think that people would be using, I'm getting upset. Okay, let me calm down. Because they're trying to gaslight us into thinking this is better because now we can go now. Okay, I can just go to the Washington Post for whatever bullshit instead of having my news come to me and all in one place. Some people like it that way because of convenience. Okay, and I'm fearful of this because
Mm.
this further controls the narrative that of what they're trying to put out into the world is that these very right leaning capitalistic ideals to help kind of fund and keep them in places that benefit them and does not benefit you. This keeps you the consumer, you the reader, you the viewer, in a place of stagnation, and it does not give you the proper information that you need. And my fear is that because you guys are not going out and looking up more independent, which I really think we should be, we can get into that. looking up more independent journalists to go and get your news sources from, a lot of Americans are going to be fucked because of this.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
no longer are the days where we can just rely on Washington Post or CNN, MSNBC. You know, we have to go to the smaller journalists. You know, we have
And,
to.
and they exist. And Americans are lazy. You
Oh,
know,
for sure.
Americans are lazy. They do exist. So,
Hmm.
I mean, I know I was saying ABC and David Muir and all that, and that's just because I love David Muir. I think he's great.
Yeah.
But those independent journalisms, those sources do exist. Like, I mean, and look at what's going on with Associated Press.
Mm,
Associated Press has literally been banned. Associated Press.
yes. Yes.
Do you know how many news outlets depend on Associated
Mhm.
Press? And they are not allowed in the White House, I mean, in the Oval Office right now,
Mhm.
all because they were like, yeah, nah, we not about to bow down and kiss the ring. We not doing that. Okay.
For those who don't know, like there's like a hierarchy in terms of like who gives the most unbiased forms in terms of news media, and
Hmm.
Associated Press is like right up there at the top. Like
They cover everything.
and they're just like, here's the shit. That's it.
Right. It's facts and that's it.
You do with this information what you will, and so that's also dangerous because then it's like, well, how are they going to be able to report on that stuff, right? Like it's really
Right.
insidious stuff, the things that they're doing uh to control the people, us civilians in the country. And you got to be more careful. You must follow small, and I know it's hard. Maybe we should come up with a list after this, sis, of people, like we can like make a little graphic and post it on our page so
Oh
that people
yeah.
like a
The
trusted.
Hill, Politico,
Yeah.
NPR, like Akivian just said, there's several outlets out here.
Yes.
Even again,
Mm-hmm.
local. Like
Yeah.
we are here in Charlotte, North Carolina, like WSOC TV,
Mm-hmm.
Queen City News, shout out to Queen City Nerve.
Yep.
Like all these are independent stations and independent publications that give you the news day in and day out. So you
Mm-hmm.
can't sit here and act like you're been oh, well, I didn't know. Like, oh, I read somewhere on Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah. Because now, though, no longer are the days where you're like, well, I mean, I trust them. They're on TV. Shit.
Get out of here. And the ones that were spitting the facts, the
Yeah.
Don Lemons of the world, the Joy Reids of the world,
Hmm.
are silenced.
Yep. Absolutely.
Meanwhile, the whole White House staff and Trump cabinet is doing interviews on Fox News from the Attorney General. Like, bitch, don't you got things to do? You don't got
Yep.
stuff to do?
Exactly. So,
And your White House, what is her press secretary, the youngest to ever do it? Y'all already know how I feel about her. But anyway,
yeah. So we'll make a graphic. We'll post it on all of our socials so you guys can know of some trusted news sources that aren't not just left leaning, but they're not trying to pull the wool over your eyes. Is that the phrase? Yeah.
I love The Hill and Politico are two
Hmm.
of my favorites. I
Hmm.
more so when it comes to like short and sweet, like it gets straight to the point. I love The Hill.
Hmm.
Politico tends to give you a little bit not drama, but like they'll kind of drag it out just a little bit more, but it's not as bad as like, it's not looking like an op-ed or things like that. Those are two of my favorite publications. So,
Um,
even like now, like the New York Post and like the New York Daily News, I don't even recognize them no more.
yeah, I bet. I
I
bet.
don't even recognize them no more. And it's
Yeah.
really, really sad. New York is, don't even get me started.
I have the AP app and it's free. It's completely free and I get notifications all the time. And then like I said recently I started following Courier Newsroom on Instagram.
I'm
They
gonna have to
do
follow them. I
they
feel like
do
I've heard of them, but
I love them. I love them a lot. They've got the fancy graphics to pull you in, but it's still giving you the real tea. So
yeah.
I enjoy them as well.
USA Today is also not a bad one. But what I love about USA Today, because they're owned by what is that, Garnet? I believe so.
Okay.
Garnet Network or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
What I love about USA Today is it's broken down into cities. So then you have like
Mhm.
publications like the Milwaukee Courier or the St. Louis Journal or whatever. And I know that they all have because I pull from them with some of my pieces all the time. Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So like that's another one that you can, and they touch on everything from entertainment to finance to politics to everything. So yeah, I can definitely work on that for everybody. It's not a problem.
Sure. And I'll give you some. We can have a nice little cohesive list.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah,
but
because we really want you guys to stay informed. Like we love that you guys come to us to hear things, but please know that we are supporters of some of these publications that we're talking about. That's where we get our stuff from. Like I just peeped and I see that, Associated Press just reported that Democratic Congressman Al Green was just kicked out of the Congress speech.
see what I'm saying?
Just kicked out by
Love it.
Mike Johnson, who, remember when Biden was president, he wanted everybody to act as some decorum, but you kicking black congressmen out of a speech. That was Associated Press. Literally. In an early sign of dissent, Democratic Representative Al Green was removed from the House chamber after disrupting President Trump's address to Congress. Salute to you, Congressman Al Green.
Oh, my mom's in here. Hey, mom.
Hey, Mom.
Last thing we have on the list here. Did you see this video I sent you, sis?
Hmm.
The one that says this could make for an interesting topic.
Oh, hold on. Oh, I can't pull it up on my iPad
It's
because I
okay.
don't have I don't have TikTok on my.
Yeah, it's a wow. Interesting. That's interesting.
I
Yeah.
just use. I have my way of like. Okay, so like
Yeah.
y'all know, for those that have been following for a while, I don't really like apps like that. So it's
Hmm.
like on my iPad, I don't have a whole bunch of apps,
Yeah.
but on my phone, I have a decent amount. But like here, I have like my coloring app. I have Twitter.
Hmm.
I have a LinkedIn app.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah. 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 Hmm. Anyway, so this app, this is like we try to loosen up the vibe after talking about politics for a while. So this is not politics. This is probably gonna throw my sis for a loop here. Because
oh shit!
I sent this to her earlier, but she didn't watch it. So
Don't
now
yell at me. I was.
I'm not yelling at you. I'm stating the facts is that I did send this to you
Yelling
earlier.
at me.
You
You
didn't
did.
watch it, so now we're
I'm
gonna watch it
sorry.
together as a family, okay? And we're gonna talk about it. All right?
This is
So
like when you get in trouble in school and the whole family know about it.
yes,
It's like, damn, I got a beating at home. Now I got to go to my aunt's house and get lectured. Like, this is unnecessary.
period.
Y'all in
Like
my
the whole
business.
family is getting on your ass.
Why
So
is everybody in my business?
this is about. I can't remember. I thought it was interesting though, but I mean, here we go. All right, hold on.
Well,
Nah.
who do you think is responsible for the lack of proposals and marriages in the Black community?
Well, it has to be the men. They're the ones that propose.
Good. Okay. So then I ask, men are the ones that propose, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Women are the ones who allow men to enter them. And I agree with you. Men are responsible for the marriage rates in today's
Okay.
society. You can blame women, all these independent, you can blame them all you want to. At the end of the day, the women who are independent, something tells me 98.999% of them are not virgins, right? Someone's messed around with them before, right? I'm 100% agreeing with you that men are responsible, Black men are responsible for the lack of Black marriages in our community. Who is responsible for the casual sex that happens? I'm not talking about heterosexual male-female unions in our community.
I think the men are responsible for it, 100%.
Okay.
No hesitation.
Okay.
The reason why I say that is because we talk a lot about things like the men leading, right? We have a lot of conversations in the public narrative about men being the ones that are supposed to lead and women are supposed to follow.
Mhm.
But part of the reason why dating, relationships, families, and marriage are in the state that they're in right now is because women followed men's lead. That's why we're here right now. What I mean by that is a lot of men think leading means telling women what to do. But what leading actually means is modeling the behavior that you want to see in those that are following you. So the model that men have set for women is one of autonomy, independence, do you, think about yourself first. This is the model that men had set for women. So because of that, women started to mirror that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Where women then started to think about, well, if the men aren't going to think about us, we got to think about ourselves. We got to put ourselves first, which is why we're now in a culture of where you hear a lot of women saying, do you, think about yourself first, put yourself first, don't sacrifice yourself and all of that, because women have followed men's lead. That's why we're in the state that we're in now. So when you ask me the question about who's to blame for the hookup culture and people having sex, I blame the men 100%. Because if I am to see you as a leader, I'm to also see you as the one who takes accountability for your behavior before I put it on the person that you say is supposed to follow you. So it's 100% on the men. Because if you are a leader, you can say yes and you can say no. Whether or not she opens her legs or not does not force you to say yes. So it's 100% on the men. 100%. And I say that with zero hesitation. Women, I want to get married and have children. Advice givers, both male and female, keep your legs closed until you get married. Men, I'm not marrying a woman I didn't have sex with first.
Okay, so yes, there's that.
Maybe it's better that I saw it this way
Oh, okay. Why so? What do you think?
because I feel like I get like.
As a married woman, because she is. Show us the ring again.
Wait,
Closer, just a little bit closer, please. Just a little bit. Yep, yep.
hold on.
Yeah,
It's,
fix
it's,
it.
it's
Fix
turned.
it.
It's turned. It's turned. Okay.
Fix it. There it is. Okay, great. Now, as a married woman, right? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I agree with her. I
Oh,
agree with her. I agree with her wholeheartedly. First of
mhm.
all, y'all know how we feel about women proposing. Like,
Don't you ever in your if I know you and I see you propose to a man, I'm going to come to your wedding and I'm going to disrupt it. I'm sorry. I got
yeah, just no. F. But I do feel like there is some truth. And my husband will, he calls me a feminist all the time, and that's cool. I wear it with a badge of honor. Um, there are times where I am for the fellas because I do know as a woman, some of us just be bugging sometimes. Like I'm fully aware of that, and I can hold my whole sex accountable for that. But at the end of the day, it's almost like you hear people say it all the time, like y'all want a bad bitch until you get a bad bitch. You know what I mean? Like it makes no sense to me. Like it's so, oh my God, the timing of this is impeccable. I
okay.
was talking to my dad earlier, and I don't even know how we got on the topic of uh women's clothing or things like that. I don't even remember how
Mhm.
we got on the topic. And he started saying how like, the women out here that like they be twerking and stuff like, real men ain't going, ain't down with that and all that stuff like that. I'm just listening
Mhm.
and I'm just listening.
Yeah.
And I'm like, at the end of the day, that's false. Because it's funny to me how men will say that, but we see what you double tapping, we see what you liking, we see what you watching. You meet a woman in the club or wherever, a day party, whatever, at a book club reading, I don't fucking know. You meet them there. Are they dressed? Do they have a lap cloth on or nothing? They're just being who they are. They're just being who they are. And you're attracted to that because again, that's what you're double tapping. That's what you're watching. That's what you're paying attention to. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, you doing too much. I don't know if I could wife you.
Uh, If I'm dressed like a whore, dude, and you're attracted to me and you take me, you like whores. You like whores.
You you got the nerve to sit here and say you met me at a strip club, but you won't wife me up.
You're a
Or
whore lover.
I just this whole narrative of women needing to be so modest to get a male's attention baffles me at all. The way my husband and I met, I went to go pick up one of my friends from his friend's house. We were going to a day party.
Mhm.
Now, did I have a dress on that was to my ankles? No. I remember what I had on verbatim. I had on a gray dress that probably is to my knees, and I had on a kimono. It was 2017. Okay. And my heels. All right. And my heels. You knew exactly what you was getting.
Mhm.
Now, you didn't know that I was going to this part. You didn't know what I was about to do, whatever. But at the end of the day, what you see is the physical. So what pisses me off about men is like you're quick to sit here and just adapt quickly to their physical. You're not even trying to see what's going on in their mind or just what's going on with them as a human being. That's what pisses me off. The one thing that you want to judge us on was like, I saw a little bit too much cleavage. So to me, I already saw you naked. Shut the fuck up.
Ah!
Sure. You saw cleavage, so you already got the whole picture. So you see Meg twerking, so you already know what that thing do.
Oh my
You don't know anything.
God.
You know nothing.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You know nothing. So I agree with that woman because y'all sit here and then we'll get on these podcasts and talk about $200 dates and how you want a woman that's independent. I don't got time for a woman to be asking me for money all the damn time and da 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 da. Is it Uchiwali? Is it one mic? What are we talking about here? What do you want to do? What do you want? You want a deaconess or you want a stripper? I don't, because it seems like there's no in between with men. Women, I think is a little different. I also, one y'all want a baller, but then y'all don't want a man to tell y'all what to do. But that's a different situation,
That is a different situation.
that's a whole, I'm saying, like, don't tell me what to do. Ooh, can I get $200 to get my nails done? What are we doing?
What do you want? Either you independent or you not, dog. Like,
What are you bringing to the table? Ma'am, you don't even have a chair.
damn.
So,
Double homicide. I thought there were a couple things I thought when I was watching that video the first time. Was like, one, okay, he was trying to get her on some type of gotcha moment.
he
And
sure was
he
at
was
peace
absolutely trying
with
to
that
get
long
her.
ass monologue. Ask the question.
Right, don't and I want to say, like, I agree with you, right? But no, nigga,
The
don't
year when I say it was taking me everything that's today. Get to it.
expeditiously.
Let's go.
So I do think he was trying to get her on a gotcha moment, but I 100% agree with that woman. And I go back to this all the time on the podcast where it's like, in terms of the black community, and we're talking heterosexual, right? Because I am not gay. But and even just in general, like the black community is a matriarchal community.
Mm,
However, the black men do make those decisions that lead the women to where they are. And so if you're asking a woman, well, how can who is responsible for her having sex with a man, if the man, like it, I have to replay it again, but I think it was a messed up way to not take accountability. And I
for
think,
sure.
that's like kind of like my issue with these podcasts. And this,
Mm,
and also, this is how we get to a more conservative timeline, which is where we are now in American politics. But I won't go there. But not taking accountability for how they lead their women in their communities. Here's my most famous point for this. Think of white men, and I hate to bring up this, but this is the best I can do, right? Think of white men and how they lead white women in their community. White women are 10 toes down for voting against their self-interest every fucking time.
mm,
Every time. Just so they can be like, well, I'm still white. Right?
right. All right.
And then you have to think about, how do a majority of black men lead us in the community? And you have to think, are they leading us in the community if we are a matriarchal community?
Mm,
And I don't know if
hmm.
and
Hmm.
I don't think black men have actually been leaders of the community for maybe 30 years. Okay? Every like all of the families and friends I know, like for the most part, they all have women who lead the family in terms
Hmm.
of like black community. So how can you lead a black woman if you yourself don't have the experience to lead anybody?
Yeah.
And that's something I'm like, I don't know, like how can I say it? Like it was very interesting to me. I was like, well, like there's nothing wrong with being led by a man, but it seems like they want to lead women even if they ain't got nothing going for them. And I'm telling you right now, wait, listen, I'm not following no broke ass nigga nowhere. Don't you ever in your life. I'm not following a brokey nowhere.
And I'm also not about to follow no man with a minimalistic mentality. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even have to be about your pockets. Like, did, how many times have you talked to a guy, like y'all just in the talking stage before you go on a first date, and
Mhm.
he's saying things that you like, yeah, I don't know if I can do this. And it's just, and it's the same for men. Like, I don't know why I feel like I have to just, I do have to kind of loop them into it because I know that there's some they be talking to and it's like, this
Right.
chick just want me to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's like, it's the same thing. Like, I'm not about to, there's nothing, and there's nothing wrong with, and this is what I'm saying. So you're on Tinder or whatever,
Yeah.
popping balloons on videos. I don't know, whatever y'all want to do, how y'all meet, right? But but you want to sit here and say, I want a woman with her own mind. I want a woman who's independent. Woo, woo. You're saying all of it. Then you
Hmm.
get us, then you get us, and we on the
Hmm.
phone or whatever, and you're saying, well, I don't really like, for my woman to go a whole bunch of places without me. Like, I'm not really feeling girls' trips. I'm not really feeling her pain. You know what I'm saying?
What is that?
So you want your
What
mom.
is you? I told you about that one time I was talking to that dude, and he told me he was like, "I want you to be able to guess how I'm feeling before I even know how I'm feeling."
That's
I,
insane. That's
I said,
insane. I'm not here to be a therapist. I'm here to be your partner.
I
And
said,
if we can't be partners, then what is it that we're doing here? Like, you should be able to meet me where I am, and I should be able to meet you where you are. And if we both have our shit, the goal should be to make each other better and to
yeah,
be able to take accountability. Like, you know what? I was tripping in that thought process. Like, I
mhm,
do sound retarded. You know what? Maybe I am coming off like a materialistic, trick. Like, maybe I need to chill out and do
yeah.
my own thing.
You
It's
know,
it's really not that hard.
my problem is that this like these conversations are like so combative, and I think it does stem from like black men feeling some type of way that they don't have a control on their women the way white men do. And I keep telling y'all that is not a standard. That is not a standard in terms of like,
And to be honest, y'all think that they have their women on lock when that's not necessarily the case. Like, don't get it twisted.
mhm,
That's my whole thing. Like, my only question to men that have this type of macho, wacho type of thing, like, my woman needs to do this for me, my woman needs to do that for me. Like, why?
yeah.
What is it? This is what I'm saying. So you want a woman that's independent, but you are feeding for us to do everything for you. So you don't even have independence and then want to talk about I'm gonna lead.
Leave me to where, nigga? Dead? See, I can't
Where
do
am I?
it.
Where am I leading you? Where are you leading me to if I have to do everything for you?
I can't, Cheryl, I can't do it. I
I
can't.
have to cook for you. I have to do this. I have to know exactly how you're feeling before you even open your mouth.
Mhm.
I need to be able to look at you with, and understand with simply a look like this is bridesmaids. Like, no.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
then you want me to be like, well, I need you to, let me lead. I don't even know what you want from me anymore. So I'm gonna go lead my, I'm gonna go lead myself.
Right. Leading myself out of this relationship.
And then if you want to catch up to me, like what Wale say, when I was on my way up, why you ain't see the stairs? Like, when you want to catch up to me, then we can do this walk together. It's almost
Period.
like people with working out. You know what I'm saying? You can't force somebody to work out. When you just get it, you want to join me at Mad Miles Club, cool. But I'm not gonna force you to go. If
Hmm.
there's no desire to do it and get better, what you want
Yeah.
me to do?
Yeah.
No, no.
I just thought it was interesting. I was like, okay. Like I said, like 100% agree with old girl. I thought she hit the mark right on the head. Like,
I just get really tired of women. I'm in my feminist bag right now.
yeah.
I just get really tired of women always being attacked for appearances. And me and my husband talk about this all the time. We had a pretty interesting conversation the other night, just talking. I don't even know how, but we poured some wine and was just talking.
Hmm.
And we were talking about some of the things that men and women go through from a physicality standpoint.
Yeah.
Because men, it's like, they have to deal with certain insecurities like height. Y'all would
Yeah.
jump over a bunch of Kevin Harts to get to an ain't shit money bag yo. Like, make it make sense.
I
No
love.
shade to money bag yo. I don't know if he ain't shit or not, but I'm just using his height.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
He's tall.
I would assume so. He looks like he's tall.
Oh,
He like
okay.
he got to be about 6'1".
Oh, Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
Sure.
I'm like, but y'all would jump over all these Kevin Harts or Muggsy Bogues or the babies,
Hmm.
to get to these, you know what I'm saying? It just it makes so men deal with that type of stuff and women deal with it's like, okay, so like,
But wait. My
we
cousin
want
was
to put
telling
on
me, hold on, because my cousin was telling me, I don't want to say his name, but DJ. Okay, he
Mhm.
was telling me like there are women who like you need to pay for everything. Like, I mean, like we're not even like. I said there are women actually doing that. He said yes. I said that's
believe
actually
it.
insane. Like before we even together, like before we even a thing, like you want me to pay for your cell phone bill, you want me to pay your rent, like that's just crazy to me. Like,
And that's what Brandon was saying. He was saying the same thing. He was like, it's odds against both of us. It's
yeah.
damned if we do, damned if we don't for both genders, for sure. Like
Hmm.
for men, it's like, if you don't live in a penthouse on South Tryon Street, you ain't shit. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Instead, you don't see that I just have my own place. It might not be in the best location, but I'm doing what I need to do for me. And it's the same for women when it comes to physicality. Like, okay, so we might not have a whole bunch of junk in our trunk or,
Hmm.
big melons on our chest or a middle part bust down or whatever, but that doesn't mean that we're not good people, that we're not a good time. Like that's why that song by Jasmine Sullivan, Mascara, is so important. It's that's real shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I have to put my best forward, my best foot forward at all times because first of all, y'all think that we going out here looking cute for y'all, and that's a problem in itself.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, the standards of beauty and masculinity is just they're all fucked up in
It
my
is.
opinion.
It is.
They're
It's
all fucked
all
up.
messed up, and I think this is going. We got to stop listening to what these white people do and how they move about in their community. I don't think it is helpful for us
I don't
by
think so either.
by us making standards that are identical to theirs. I really think we need to get out that white way of thinking in relationships. That's not the community that we are. That's not what we are.
Because
That's
then you'll have men that'll say, especially like for black women, they'll say things like, well, y'all be putting like weave in y'all head to look like the white girls.
but that's because you niggas don't like natural hair. Oh, okay.
When we have our natural hair, we walking around looking like NDRE in the
Yeah, I'll
video.
be like, I don't what you
But
gonna
then when
comb
we put
that?
a curly bust down looking like Beyonce, then it's like, now why you trying to look like the white girls?
Right, like
Y'all make me sick.
right. Don't piss me
And it
off.
be the ones that's 50 plus that been divorced twice. So I don't got time for
It
y'all.
is them old niggas who hold them stereotypes
It
up.
really do. It really do.
Like, don't
Like
feel Greg go somewhere.
barbershop bitter niggas. That's what I
Yes.
call them.
Don't piss me off, Greg. Straight up.
Okay. Tyrone.
Okay, Charles.
What? Too much. Too much.
All right, y'all. That's it for this week's episode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Guess
I'm really
what?
what?
We have a review.
What? My flabbers are gasted.
You
I want to. Let's hear it. Let's hear what he's.
okay.
This is on Apple
This,
Podcast.
this is on Apple Podcasts, and this is from Little Miss Strange. And it says, this podcast is helping protect my peace. 5 stars. I think that was five.
Yeah.
Ladies, forgive me because I know I've been listening too long to just do a review now. I love this show not only to stay informed about what's happening in other states. I'm currently in Texas, and the mental plate is already full politically. Oh, girl, I can imagine. This podcast is also full of information that I've been forwarding episodes to people rather than try to talk sense to them. I know that's right.
Wow.
So thank you for helping me protect my sanity and peace, especially at work, because I'm not saved enough to keep from cussing folks out. I know that's right. I
Oh,
know that's right.
Little Miss Strange. Is that was her name?
Little Miss Strange, living in a strange world, and I know that's right, because
Okay. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. That means the world. That means
Yes.
the world for sure. For sure.
Okay, I'm gonna gaslight y'all today.
See, I told you.
I mean, it only took us what 3, 4 episodes until we got a
It's
review.
see, I
Okay,
just
I'm
see
sorry.
we were making progress.
I'm sorry.
We were making progress.
Okay. We are on a bunch of streaming. We're on a bunch of things. We're on Bluesky at Headwrappod. Remember, we're not on Twitter anymore. Okay, we gone.
We're not on
We're
Twitter.
not on Twitter. We are on over on Instagram at Headwraps and Lipsticks. Check out our Facebook page, Headwraps and Lipsticks, the podcast. Go to our website, www.headwrapsandlipsticks.com, where we have crew necks and t-shirts that are for sale but not on sale. And we have a Cash App, $Headwrappod. If you enjoyed the show, I know a couple of y'all followed us tonight on the live. Thank you so much. And I think we got a gift from Ange. She sent us a little heart
Oh,
puff. Thank you, Ange.
thank you, Ange.
Appreciate that. And then lastly, you can find us on a whole Casey, you coming in at the end of the show. I'm literally wrapping the show up right now. You come in
Hey, Casey.
and then you can find us on a whole bunch of streaming platforms. We're on Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook.
Correct.
Correct. Sis, you got a joke?
I do. My
Okay.
dad gave us a joke.
Oh God. Okay.
So y'all better laugh. Why did the frog take the bus to work?
Because he was tired of leaping.
He got towed. Get it? Towed like TOAD.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh God.
Oh my
I
God.
thought that was funny. Oh,
Oh.
my sister said that's my niece joke. Okay, so yeah, y'all better laugh. That's my niece joke. Y'all better laugh. Y'all better laugh at her joke.
Oh. Okay.
Y'all better laugh at her joke. Y'all better laugh.
Ha ha.
Thank you. Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna get her. I thought that was funny.
Great. This was fun. Did y'all enjoy this? We should probably do this. I mean, maybe we could go live while recording more
Oh, I'm
often.
down.
That could be a
Yeah,
thing. Did y'all
I'm
enjoy
down.
this? I know we were kind of last minute with it. That's how it be sometimes. Sometimes things
Yeah,
are last minute. Um,
yeah,
yeah, if y'all enjoyed
yeah.
it, let us know. And we hope y'all had. This will be up on Thursday or
Mhm.
whatever. No, it'll be up on Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all
Mhm.
right, y'all. Have a good night.
Have a good night, y'all. Thanks for joining.
Join us. Bye, sis.
Peace and blessings.